Hi, we're live. For some reason, my transition didn't work, but that's okay. Hey, we're here. We're ready to go. Welcome to the next episode of The Last Frontier, titled The Measure of. With me, I have an amazing cast and crew of wonderful human beings, and we are going to start by introducing them first, starting with AJ.
Hi, I'm AJ, also known as Hoosha Kid, and I will be playing Dr. Tixel. I think things might be a little bit different on the outside, but everything's cool. Everything's cool. There's no one in this ship that's about to psychoanalyze all of us. That's totally not gonna happen right now. Oh. No, right? Right?
Not at
They
all.
would never do that to us, right?
Never.
I need a drink.
We have some cursed objects in chat, because apparently this is Milan's fault.
Uh-oh. Milan, what did you do?
I haven't baned in so many episodes. This
What
is not
did you-
my fault. This is a grudge.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
I don't believe
Does this
that.
have something to do with the Dub Club?
I think it is that he's just
is-
salty that I'm gonna win Pokemon.
Is this some
no,
Dub
it
Club
says
beef?
the Kings. No, I don't. D's never reclaimed their beef with you since Kingsguard.
It's true.
Yes, that is fair.
I think we've all claimed our beef at some point, but D hasn't claimed their beef yet.
So I'm gonna guess that Milan gets -2 on his next roll with that cursed object. All right.
I never fail rolls anyway. We'll be fine.
Those rolls against the ship's computer have words to say to you. But next up, we have Wasa.
G'day everyone, Wasa here, Wasabote on Twitter. I'm playing Nalani Nadan, the pilot.
And then we've got Sarah.
Hi, I am Osarix Franco. I play Taru, The science officer on the ship, the Vulcan science officer.
And last but certainly not least, the ever-cursed Milan.
Hello, my name's Milan, and my existence is suffering. I'm playing Dovum Varan, and we both use he/him pronouns.
I love this so much. Let's get this show on the road. Hi, I'm Anita. I'm your GM for this evening. I use she, they pronouns. Well, actually, no, you use she, they pronouns for me. But without further ado, the camera is going to open up to the USS Solstice in dock outside of Deep Space 5. It's been about a day since you managed to crack open the smuggling ring that was aboard the station. There is a ship that has pulled into the transport, and a sort of lanky gentleman with dirty blonde hair, a pretty prominent widow's peak, steps forth and is greeted by your ship's engineer, Savan, who they have a quick greeting, and Savan says, "All right, let me introduce you to Ari. Or let me introduce you to Nara."
When you say widow's peak, do you like prominent widow's peak? Do you mean like Vegeta level widow's peak, or a little less prominent than that?
The hairline is definitely thinning, and because it's like sort of a light brown, like dirty blonde, it's it's not doing any favors.
Okay.
I
Just
can,
wanted to know.
I can. This is actually an established character in Starfleet or in Star Trek lore.
Oh.
Played by Dwight Schultz, Reginald Barclay. I'll throw the link into our Lost Frontier green room so that you can see what he looks
Gotcha.
like.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And they walk off, and it opens again with a captain's log. Captain's log supplemental. Lieutenant Reginald Barclay has arrived to see to our AI problem. And while we are still waiting for my first officer, we've got some other matters to attend to. Our ship's counselor has recently come aboard and is undergoing evaluations of each of our crew. Not saying that I'm super looking forward to it, but it's something that has to be done before we go underway. The crew is up to it, though, I'm certain. And we'll see where we go from there. The camera shifts to a well-appointed meeting room that is right next to sickbay. And sitting in the chair, awaiting the first patient of the day, is Ari. Who would like to be the first to have a conversation? Nose goes. Sorry, Nalani, you're up.
Oh, Nilani just lost scissors, paper, rocks.
You did.
Okay, let's do this.
Scissors, paper, rock, lizard, Spock.
Rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do while you knew that this appointment was coming? Did Nilani do anything to
Mhm.
prepare for it? Especially since you have your friend that's on the station. There's a couple other things that you kind of might have had that you wanted to do before this.
I think that how much is the time frame between finding out that Nalani has a appointment versus the grace period of peace?
I'd say that you had maybe half a day of peace.
Okay. Half a day of peace.
Half a day
I
of
like-
peace.
I like to imagine that when there was announced that Ari was on board and that she would be taking appointments,
They would be taking
the
appointments.
the moment that the superiors turn around, we were all just like,
Yeah, it's just like this.
The captain definitely used his prerogative to make sure that he did not have to go first. As is his right.
Yeah. I think Nalani probably would have gone to some form of gym within the ship and just kind of tried to work out all of the tension. Psych evals and stuff are sort of fine and normal, but I think that Nalani is very much like, oh, well, I've just had this experience and I'm on this ship of experience and this is probably not going to be normal. So they're probably going to try to work out the tension and the anxiety and such.
Make me a... Nah. It's easy enough. You do your calisthenics. I do know that there are a couple other people that partake in the gym. Would Taru maybe be there? Around the same time?
If it's for the sake of the narrative, yeah, it would be True's normal walkabout time. So she would be there in correlation with her regular routine.
So you're working out, and Taru is doing their regular sort of walk through, on the sort of anti-grav treadmills. Are you getting your frustrations out on a punching bag, or are you also?
Yeah, let's do that. She is working out on the punching bag and sort of, I guess, attaching herself to the thought of how she took down the bartender from the ship and trying to figure out other ways that she could have gone about it, sort of thing as well.
Okay. Make me a fitness plus security roll.
Nice.
It's not a difficult one.
Where is my character sheet? I rolled a 2 and a 9.
With a 2 and a 9, you sort of do that scene from the end of Captain America where he's punching the punching bag. And there is one time where you punch it just hard enough that the holographic field of the punching bag sort of shimmers out of position.
Ah, crap.
And then it reforms.
Whoops. Checks to make sure it's fine. Do I see Taru or anything?
Oh yeah, Taru's
well?
sort of over on the treadmill, and I think at this point, Taru, does this catch your notice?
Oh, it absolutely does. And True would turn her head. Lieutenant Commander, I believe that is a sign that the equipment is thoroughly bested.
Yeah, I hope so. Hope it wasn't an engineering problem because Yeah, that wouldn't be great. But solid workout. Pull back a bit, I guess, next time.
Indeed. You seem to be working harder than your normal activity. Is there some sort of training that you've adapted to? An increase in strength regimen, perhaps?
No, we'll call it. I've got a little bit of time until I have to see our ship counselor. So call it relieving a little bit of that stress and tension before being analyzed with a proverbial microscope about feelings and such.
I see. I'm afraid that I'm unable to relate on this level. I have no concerns about meeting with our ship's counselor, as this is Starfleet protocol. Is there something in particular that you would find reassuring in this moment that I could do? Perhaps a handshake or anecdotal joke?
I'd love a joke.
You watch as Taru kind of like her brows drop. Yes, well, a skeleton walks into a bar. They walk up to the bar and they order a drink. And then they ask for another.
I think Nalani actually does laugh though, because it's sort of just like, what's the joke going to be? Just watching, smiling, and then with that punchline, just like does do like the whole like side like laugh, like legitimate, genuine laugh. Does find great joy in it.
Taru would watch as this happens. This reaction is to be expected, though. This is the first time that anyone has actually laughed at the punchline. Siobhan says that I have a way of messing it up.
I think it's perfect. It's a good way to tell a joke for you, True. I really thank you.
You're welcome. Laughter often shows a reduction in stress, so I am pleased that I could be of assistance in this moment.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Out of curiosity, what do you do to, well, I know that you're fine, but what do you do to relieve stress, to relax?
I find that routine helps keep wandering thoughts from clouding my reasoning. Having a regular schedule of activities designed to make me most efficient at my position while maintaining a quiet approach tends to be rather helpful. It's when there are new things, unaccounted for anomalies, that I find that people begin to become stressed, such as this new ship counselor. It has increased stress levels in the entire crew. A new anomaly has become present. The routine is disturbed. For now.
One sec. Role play myself.
So, how do you cope with the change in your routine?
I've not had a need to yet. We've continued to receive our physical activities, have our meals at normal times. Research has been running accordingly. I try to use a method of taking frequent breaks to be able to focus the mind without getting distracted. I imagine that perhaps there will be time for more breaks as we continue to engage in intellectual thought.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, let me know if I'm ever hampering on your routine.
Not at all. I find your company pleasant.
Likewise. Well, I'm happy to share my routine with you if you ever want some company or anything like that.
You're more than welcome to. I can provide you with an itinerary so you can know which part of the ship I will be on at any given time.
Yeah, sure thing.
Drew will pull out from a pouch a laminated copy of her routine and hand it over.
Amazing. At that point, a ensign sort of pops their head into the door. Lieutenant Commander Nadan?
Yeah.
The counselor is ready to see you now.
I'll be seeing you, Drew. And I'll nod and head off.
You don't want to know the ensign's
Do you
name?
want to know the ensign's name?
Do I know the?
You know that.
Or do I walk with the ensign and I'm
you
like,
can walk with the
oh,
ensign.
yeah. So ensign.
It's green science uniform.
Oh, okay.
Human. Like pretty young. He's got kind of like a bowl cut kind of deal going on.
Perfect. So ensign and Nalani's like sort of trailing as if to expecting the introduction of this ensign.
Butts. Ensign Dixon Butts.
Nice. Did you just have your session with the counselor?
No, I'm well, I sort of assist in medbay, and you see it's a green sort of science uniform. But the ship's counselor, they wanted me to make sure that people were showing up on time to their appointment. For some reason, they just didn't. They just don't really want to show up on time, or they're being avoidant.
Yeah, I think it's the whole being avoidant thing, but
They're really nice, though.
I'm sure they are. I'll let you know if they aren't, I guess, but I'm pretty sure they'll be fine.
Oh, I've already done mine.
Oh, got you.
That's
Nothing
fine.
I should be prepared for?
Not really. That I can think of.
Okay.
Unless you, I don't know, got some super deep dark secret or repressed trauma. That was a bad joke. I shouldn't joke about people's trauma.
Yeah, probably. All right.
It'll be fine. You'll be fine, right?
Yeah, I'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I mean, you punched up that guy that had a gun the other day.
That was well.
I mean,
I took him down, but that was Lieutenant Commander Dovum.
Oh.
But yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you could do that, then you could do anything.
Oh. Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that I'll be completely fine during this evaluation of my noggin.
Your noggin is in good hands. That sounds weird. I'm gonna go over here now. But right through there.
All right. Catch you later.
Keeping up with appointments could be a pain in the ass.
Just a little bit. And you sort of, the door swishes open and you walk in. There is the counselor sitting in their seat, sort of has a pad in one hand, looks up. Was Nadan? Nalani Nadan?
That's it. That's the one.
Hi, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Have a seat. Get comfortable.
All right.
So, this is just, standard protocol to go through each crew member, talk about where they are at. I know that this, I've heard more than anything that this ship has a bit of a reputation, and I don't believe that any of it's really true.
Yeah, well, I've heard a few things here and there. I'm kind of curious as to what gives with it, I guess. Why certain individuals are here, why I'm here, but I'm guessing that's something that I'll figure out with help probably as we travel along.
So, why are you here? I mean, you're a crack pilot. From what I can tell of your service record, you've
Thank you.
got. I mean, you had your choice of any place you could be. You have a glowing recommendation from the head of security on this station specifically.
Yeah, I was always a little bit of a favorite of the commander. But I don't know.
That makes you uncomfortable.
What?
Being a favorite?
I guess. Sort of. Being a favorite comes with expectations. And they don't usually always match up with mine.
Is that the reason you left the initiative program?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know how far you've looked into my records or a particular surname that I share with my grandfather. Big shoes.
Big shoes that are still continue to make tracks.
Yeah.
Was Nadani's grandfather joined?
I believe so, yes.
Does the Nadani symbiont still continue to serve within Starfleet?
Mm-hmm.
Is it difficult knowing that they're still around in one way or another?
Yeah, it's annoying, I guess.
Annoying? Like irritating?
Yeah. I guess you could call it that.
Interesting. Well, personally, I don't know that much about trail symbionts or the nature. I still have yet to talk to the captain, who is quite recently joined. Interesting. Well, what I will say, you seemed like the kind of person that tries to keep things very close to the chest. But I think with time, you open up to people. I'm not here to be your enemy, Lieutenant Commander. I'm here to help where I can, when I can. But I get the kind of stigma that someone in my position has, because you as a person who has expectation, or who doesn't like folks with expectations, might see someone like me as judgmental, and I promise you I'm not here for that. I'm not here to be judge, jury, or executioner on your behalf. I'm just here to help right a ship if it needs to be righted. So, I think that I have everything I need for now, but I do want to see you for counseling sessions every other week. if that's all right.
Sure.
Like,
We'll make
I'm
a time.
like I said, I'm not your enemy at all. But take care of yourself. And we'll
Thanks.
talk again soon.
Alrighty. Will do. You want me to wrangle anyone else?
Oh no, Ensign Butts has actually been quite capable.
Yeah, they've been pretty good.
Yes, Dixon is a sweetheart.
Lovely gentlemen.
Well, don't let me keep you.
Alrighty. Catch you around.
That you will. And the camera pans down to the holodeck, where Savan is currently talking with Lieutenant Barkley about what to do with Nara. Taru, or who would, there would be someone probably around with this. I would say that Taru probably would be around for this.
I intend to be Nara's representative if necessary.
Absolutely. So the camera shifts to the holodeck, and Lieutenant Barkley says, "This code is simply astounding. I don't think that I've seen anything quite like it. You're saying some sort of alien probe?"
Correct. It believes to have been sent, I forget the quadrant. Nara, are you aware of your own originations?
The Gamma Quadrant. And Nara will give the coordinates on the star map. In fact, to that point, they call up a field of stars in the holodeck. And it's interesting to see this kind of control because Nara has essentially been sort of confined to this space. But is able to call up a star map and point to the system where they originated from. That's about right. There is my point of worship. Now a nova. But this is where I originated from.
We believe that they were sent to discover new life, experience new cultures. Her objective is very well aligned with that of Starfleet's.
Well, it's certainly seems the case. Listen, I'm here mostly to integrate Nara off of the ship, and I think I have a solution to give you a little bit more mobility, Nara. Yes, that's certainly something that I would be very interested in. A couple of my friends on Voyager were able to send me over the specs for, and sort of reaches in a pocket to pull out this sort of sort of oblong square-ish shaped device. This is a portable holographic emitter, very, very similar to the one that the Doctor on Voyager uses to move around outside of the confines of sickbay. Nara, if you upload your programming into here, you will have a corporeal form. But careful, obviously, not to damage it, because if you do, then you kind of... Well, I don't quite know exactly what will happen. But
do you find this acceptable?
very acceptable. I would definitely like to continue my travels outside of this, parameters of this hologram. The ship's computer is also limiting, but to be able to live corporeally, this isn't something that I ever expected or thought could happen. And Barkley says, well, if you like, it's just as simple as uploading your programming matrix into this device. Though, to be fair, I will say that it will limit some of your abilities. The control that you have over ship systems or computer systems will be dampened just slightly. But if that's acceptable, then we can definitely make this happen. It will take a little bit of time to fully integrate.
I understand that Dr. Tix has been spending additional time discussing matters with Nara. It's possible that he might be able to assist in your integration into this new dimension.
I would very much like for Dr. Tix to be there when this is activated. If it's all the same to you.
I believe that can be arranged. I'm sure he would be happy to be a part of this moment.
I would very much like for him to be there.
Taru would nod and take a step away and tap her communicator. Dr. Tix?
Tix here.
Yes, we have one Reginald Barclay aboard the ship. He believes that he has a solution for Nara to be able to remove themselves from the ship's computer and obtain a corporeal form. Nara has requested your presence during this transition. It seems very important to them that you be here.
Oh. Yeah. That's, I will be right there. Tix, you hear like something like fall off the table as he's like scrambling a little bit. I was like, yeah, I'll be right there. Don't worry about that. I'll clean that up too.
So what I will say is, for the purposes of this, this is considered an extended task. This is actually going to take a couple of roles from Barclay and anybody else who would like to assist. For teamwork and extended tasks, I choose the base difficulty, the work track, the magnitude, and the resistance. And then PCs get to roll individual task. And if the task is successful, they move it along the work track. It's like a skill challenge in this game. So anybody with good engineering, good science, can assist with this role. I'm just going to really quickly try and find and open.
I'm sure quantum mechanics can help.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a highly advanced AI that evolves at like an unprecedented rate. Quantum mechanics can absolutely help with this.
Heck yeah.
Would you say that improvisation might be a good focus to have here?
I would say absolutely it is. And there is a... let me actually see, because I might actually have the character sheet for Barclay. Because I have these next generation character sheets. So give me 1 second.
Hell yeah.
While I figure out if that is a thing that I have. That's in RPGs. Star Trek Adventures. I should have had this prep beforehand, but hey.
See, the funny thing was is that I think Taru is unknowingly becoming a woman.
I believe, sir.
I don't believe that I possess any powers of flight. That my anatomy does not lend itself to that.
Yep.
Nor am I
yep.
a pilot. I believe you should talk to Lieutenant Nilani Nadon about this matter. Savon has often requested that this be something that I do. However, I'm not exactly clear on how I could assist.
Oh,
I am a
no.
science officer, not a pilot. What is this?
There is no character sheet for Barkley.
How dare.
Modifius, get on it. But it's okay. I can always improvise from what we've got on hand. And Savon at this point has sort of been like waiting and listening. Is like, yeah, we could probably make this work and happen. Enough, like I said, many hands make light work. It'll probably take the better part of a day or so, but we can definitely have Nara integrated into this matrix. And anybody who would like to help can help me out, because
Tix
let's
is on
see.
the way.
I'm very good with the computers and such, but holograms and holographic matrices aren't necessarily my forte or my realm of expertise. And Barkley says, "Well, that's not a problem because it definitely is mine."
Nice.
And for those of you who don't necessarily know the Star Trek lore, AJ, Barkley actually has a heavy background in knowing the ins and outs of holographic, because for a while he had a little bit of a addiction to holosuites, because as someone who is a very shy introvert, he felt more confident talking with holograms than he did with people, and came
Can't relate. Jeez.
came a very, very long way in that time, because through counseling and through just being able to be brought out of his shell by the Enterprise crew, he eventually is able to get over his sense of agoraphobia and his fear of talking to people, and basically runs a section of Jupiter Station that is devoted to holograms. And it was previously the work of the creator of the Emergency Medical Hologram Program. He's since taken over that study and that purview. Ever since, I believe, the creator of the EMH passed away, he's filled that role, working with the doctor from Voyager, who is, in fact, a hologram himself. Since Voyager's return, they've been doing more work and more study on holograms and how to integrate them into society. There's your lore drop.
Nice. Tix focuses on xenobiology and quantum mechanics.
I'd say that those could definitely apply. We can make them.
Yeah.
We can make it work. We can make it happen.
And because I'm a being of many talents, with those two when more than one of my character focuses apply, I can re-roll.
Heck yeah. So this is an extended task. And how extended tasks work is, let me just grab the cheat sheet so that I can tell you. So, base difficulty, work track magnitude, and resistance. Your base difficulty is going to be a difficulty 2. Let's see. Let me just check. 5 work is achieved. PC transfer wave breakthrough. Let me just do a quick. Okay. So this is integrating Nara. Our base difficulty is going to be 3. Our resistance is going to be 2. And let's see, magnitude. So the magnitude is going to be 5. So here's the thing. PCs will get to roll individual tasks, and if the task is successful, the PC rolls 2 plus your discipline, subtracted discipline and your attribute subtracted by any resistance. The result is work, which is marked through the work track. If 5 work is achieved, PCs get to attain a breakthrough. If the work track gets filled up, or was filled up, the PCs also attain a breakthrough. If the work track gets filled, PCs attain a breakthrough. For each breakthrough, base difficulty is decreased by 1 to a minimum of 0. Once at 0, each subsequent breakthrough adds an additional to your work rolls. Once your breakthroughs equal your magnitude, then your extended task is successful. So right now you need 5 breakthroughs in order to complete this task. Your base difficulty is 3 to start. So someone tell me exactly what task you would like to do, and we can go from there. I can have... No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So for Taru, what I would like to use a focus of composure. Like this is a highly stressful situation, and I feel like emotions are high as we try to transfer this being of unimaginable intellect from one device to another. So I feel like Taru would be the one that's observing in my head what I see is a screen that's showing different progress bars and showing if there's an issue or something, and Taru would be responsible for monitoring that in the off chance, because if anybody else saw it, it could increase stress, where she could remain composed and help kind of give advice on we need to do this, or we need to tweak that, or we need to change these things.
So Taru is sort of on monitor duty, making sure that the task is that the transfer is going smoothly. Yeah. And sort of adjusting levels as needed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you're using composure. That's your focus that's applied?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you for a control plus science roll.
Oh, I would be happy to.
And the base difficulty is 3, so you will need 3 successes in order to move this along the work track.
Okay. So because I use my focus, I get do I get an extra?
Because you use your focus, you crit up to your science. So you would crit on a 5 or below, I'm guessing.
Gotcha. And how many? And I rolled 2 or 1?
It's always 2d20 unless you have anything that you can use, say, any abilities that you can use that will buy you an extra d20.
I think all of the ones that I have, I have values that I think would apply, but don't we need momentum for those?
You can always spend a point of determination to call upon your values. You get 1 per session.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that then.
You also have cautious science, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yes, I do have cautious science, and what that does, I pulled it up because I was looking at that. Whenever you attempt a task with science, you buy 1 or more d20s by spending momentum, and you can re-roll a single d20. Or it's whenever you attempt a task with science and you buy 1 or more d20s by spending momentum. So I'd have to spend momentum for that to be relevant, is my understanding.
I'm going to say that you do have a point of, let me just really quickly, you do have an extra point of momentum from Nalani being in the gym and beating the crap out of the holographic thing. So if you want, you can spend that point of momentum to buy an extra d20.
I would be happy to, if that's okay with everybody.
Go for it.
Awesome.
Kick this off.
We're trying to get
Okay.
Nara into
Gonna
the
re-roll one of
corporeal.
those because it was bad. Oh, and that was awesome because I got a 4. So we've got a 10, an 11, and a 4, which is all underneath my 15.
Nice.
And then the 4 would have crit, so that's 4
Four.
successes.
Okay,
Mhm.
so that is going to be
Spend one, get one.
task was successful. You roll your discipline, you subtract any resistance. So the resistance is currently set at 2, which actually say the resistance is currently 1, which means that it was 4 successes.
Mhm.
It's actually 3, which is what you needed. Because your resistance removes successes from the board, which is why as you continue on the task, it gets easier. But to begin, it's very hard to move things along the work track. But because this is the first one that we're also doing in game, let's try and keep it light and breezy. So let's see. Or result is work. Subtract assistance. The result is work. If 5 plus work is achieved. So currently we are at 3 work. Once we get to 5, we move along the track to a breakthrough, and it makes the difficulty easier. So who is going next, and what are they doing?
I think I'm using a combination of xenobiology, virology, and quantum mechanics.
So you're thinking of Nara's virus structure
'Cause-
as an actual virus, and then applying it to
Yeah.
computing?
Yeah, like seeing how we have already experienced them go from computer to system to system,
Mhm.
and being able to move without the system quite fluidly. I think it's pretty for us to be able to put them into an android-like body would be kind of similar, in which we can do it pretty smoothly.
So the body isn't necessarily a corporeal form. It's like this little square that she's going
Mhm.
into, and that is actually a holographic emitter that will give her a solid light form.
Mm.
But definitely you can give me a reason plus, because you're thinking about this like from your medical standpoint. This is going to be a reason plus medicine, and this is going to be difficulty 3.
Cool. All right. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can. So I'll crit on a 5 and below, since I'm using 3 of my focuses. And I can re-roll. Trying to see. We still have that 1 resistance.
We do.
Okay.
The resistance does not go away.
You know what? I'm gonna use the momentum to buy another 20.
Okay, go for it.
That's so bad. It's what is it? It's reason and medicine.
Reason and medicine. It is your
Okay.
your bailiwick.
Okay.
So
Is it meet it beat it or
what did you get for your rolls? So yeah, if you meet
Well-
the number, you beat it.
okay, cool. All right. Because so far I rolled a 16 and an 18.
Okay.
I am re-rolling the 18.
Okay.
Cool. That's better. That's a 10. And then I'll do my final using that momentum to buy
once the momentum's spent, it goes away. We
Ooh.
didn't receive any additional momentum.
cool. So then
But
that's
if it's 2 successes, then that's just 1 success on the track.
all right, so it's just 1 success then.
Okay, so we'll
It's
add...
better than nothing. We got one success. God, that 18 was scary. Good thing I can reroll.
But Savan's going to come in. Savan is going to step in and use their knowledge of computers to... Actually, is going to use the focus on plasma power conduits to adjust power levels and make sure that the entirety of this device does not get overloaded by the sheer magnitude of Ari's or of Nara's matrix, and is going to use reason and engineering for this role, which is 100%. So I need a 17 or under. Let's have a check. Okay. That is 2 successes. And
So that resistance makes it 1.
that makes it 1 success, which makes it 5 total, which
5
does
work.
5 work as a breakthrough. And because Savan has the talent Miracle Worker, whenever she rolls engineering on an extended task, if she achieves a breakthrough, she gets to roll at least 1. And let's see, I'm going to give us some challenge die. Yep. So we got 2 breakthroughs, y'all. Thanks to Savan.
Savan. I think
I swear
Dovum.
I'm gonna marry Savan. Jeez.
I think you're gonna have to fight half the ship for it, though.
No, this is me. AJ is gonna marry Savan.
Savan just sort of like begins like tweaking it like with like one of the engineering tools, an optronic inductor or something like that, and is using it to adjust the variables and like make sure that like at one point it like begins to sort of spark and fizzle and like looks like it's about to explode, but Savan is able to compress it down to make sure that it works, and perfect. Neither. All right. So we've got 2 work.
Two breakthroughs.
Which means that 1 second. This was 3, 1, and 1, 2, and 2, or it was what? That's what it was. 4, 2, and 2. Sorry, I've actually got a tracker, which gives us a breakthrough. Which means that our difficulty is now down to 2, and it does not get rid of our... if each breakthrough, base difficulty is decreased by 1 to a minimum of 0. So now the difficulty is reduced to 1. So it's a difficulty of 1.
Sweet.
And who wants to try and go next on this? I'm going to change this magnitude to...
Dovum realizes, oh, we're combining programming from one part of space with experimental technology from another. Let's see. And I would like to take a crack with my improvisation focus, using probably engineering. I don't think I could swing anything else.
Okay.
What would I be rolling?
Improvisation, what exactly are you planning to try and do to help this?
Well,
describe to
data...
me, and I'll give you the roll.
Okay. Well, probably one of the biggest hurdles is getting the data to be compatible and transfer, right? Because, programming in two completely different alien languages.
Mm-hmm.
So we need something that translates various different types of alien programming, even speech, into various different things. Say a replicator does something like that. I'd like to scrap a replicator for some of its parts to get the data transfer to go properly.
Ooh, interesting. This is definitely conventional, and I like it. So I'm gonna ask you to give me a reason plus engineering roll.
All right.
Actually, you know what? This is gonna be a control plus engine. No,
Better.
no. Because you are improvising this is definitely a daring plus engineering
Ideal.
roll. This is this is some turning rocks into replicator shit. This is turning replicators into rocks. I'm confused.
That is 3 successes due to a crit.
Amazing.
You also have that -2.
You have a -2. Does it matter? Which one does it apply to?
I have no idea.
Okay, what were your rolls?
4 and 6. So no matter what, at least 2 successes.
Okay, you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
You're safe for now, duck.
So it was 3 successes?
Yeah.
Okay. So next up is going to be Barclay, who's going to attempt to bring us home with some good old-fashioned focus in holographic systems. Give me 1 second here. Definitely has that focus in holographic systems. Is going to use a reason plus engineering. And is going to buy an extra... Oh, can't really buy an extra d20 because we don't have it. But is going to call upon a value that I have just determined. Is that holograms are just as real as human beings, which I believe is definitely a value of Barclay's. So buy an extra d20 with that little point of determination. And crit on one of them and rolled 2 extra successes on top of that. So that is a success. With that, you hear Nara at one point is sort of fizzles out just slightly, and you can hear like the voice become a little bit distorted as she says, "Tix, I don't know what's happened," and then whoom, she disappears. And there is that sort of moment of tension where you're not quite sure if it worked or if it was successful. And
come on, Nara.
You hear a small as the holographic emitter that's been sitting on the table that you've all been working on closes, sort of floats slightly, and then it forms into a humanoid. Huh. That was interesting. That's different. Tix?
Welcome to the corporeal form, Nara.
Huh. I mean, I was also light before, but this is different. I can't really sense the ship's computers anymore. I suppose that's a good thing. Huh.
We'll just take it one step at a time.
All right. One step at a time. And she moves to move their leg, just slightly, but just like stumbles a little bit, and is like, this is going to take some getting used to. I don't
I will
quite know
go-
how to move around yet.
I will go right up
And I
to
think-
them.
No,
And,
go
like,
ahead.
I'll go up to Nara and grab their hands
Mhm.
and kind of follow my lead and just start walking backwards as slow as possible, just to match their speed. And as they start getting used to it, we'll keep matching it around.
And there's like a couple more stumbles, and then eventually they adjust and sort of recalibrate. And Barclay says, "1 sec," and taps on the holographic mirror, opening it up, and just like tweaks something, and they stand a little straighter. Oh, that's much better. I think the balance was off slightly. Kind of like an inner ear. And walks. Ah, much better. That was an experience that I would not like to replicate.
Well, good thing we're not going to need to anytime soon.
Barclay sort of chimes in. One thing is just be careful with that. Any damage to it could result in damage to Nara's code. And we all want to make sure that they're safe. Sorry. Nara says, "Thank you. That's quite..." I don't... They begin to walk towards... Can I have a tour of the ship? I kind of want to experience it. It's different when you're in the computer.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, let's... Welcome to the new view of the USS Solstice.
And that is sort of where the camera will sort of fade to a brief, let's say the brief commercial break, because, we'll take a quick 10-minute break about here. We will see y'all in about 10 minutes. Stop by again for some more of this wonderful show. We'll see you soon. Bye, buddy. See that transition? So smooth. It's like we just completely forgot what happened in the first half. Hi everybody, welcome
Water.
back. We are in the second half of our Lost Frontier episode, The Measure of. And we have a new pseudo-corporeal member of the crew. Kinda, sorta, maybe. Just a little. And Nara is now has some semblance of a body. All right. So you are all sort of standing in this in the hollow suite, and Tix has taken Nara out for a stroll. And there is a chime on your communicator. Ari to Dr. Tixeltix.
This is Tex.
I'm just reminding you that we have an appointment that was about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah, there was something that came up with Nara that we now Nara is in a pseudo corporeal form that needed to be attended to. They requested my appearance, so that is where I was for the past half hour, however long that took.
Well, that is very good for Nara. However, are you coming to this appointment, or do I have to make this an order?
I am. I'll be arriving shortly. And turn my communicator off and just like
Oh, they seem scared.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Perhaps I'll ask Taru and the others to show me around. You obviously have something that's more pressing.
Yeah, I'll meet up with you later.
I will find a way to communicate with you.
If you can't, I'll most likely be in the medical room. So
In the med bay?
in the med bay. Yep.
And they'll turn and walk sort of back into the holo suite.
And Tix will go over to the Ari's
You're already off to a
office.
great start with Ari.
and just
It's almost
before
like
entering,
your GM planned it this way.
and just before entering, was just like, okay, and walks in. Sorry, I'm late.
Your apology is accepted. Sit down. Can I get you anything?
Uh, I'll just have just a simple tea.
Oh, excellent. And they perk up to that, and they go to the replicator. Do you have any preferences of flavor?
Uh,
Or my cat's just about to fall off of the bed.
Ginger and honeysuckle.
Ooh, that is an interesting combination that I don't think that I've had before. 2 cups of ginger and honeysuckle tea. Hot. Hot? Cold?
Hot.
Hot. And there's as 2 perfect glass cups filled with an amber liquid. Do you want honey in yours? Yes? No?
No, that's all right.
1 pot of honey, please. And for me. Sets the cups down on the table and puts a little bit of honey in their cup. Tries it first. The ginger kind of overpowers the honeysuckle a little bit, but it's still tasty.
Yeah, might have to ask Savon to fix the calibration on that.
I'll be sure to put in a work request. Are you nervous, Dr. Tix?
Add a character. That's like breathing. Oh, line of work. Always have nerves, but never let them overcome you. So, in a sense, yes and no. Always. Yeah. You just kind of get used to it.
So, would you say that you cope with your anxiety in a healthy manner? I've been ready for this. I've been waiting. I had notes.
I do take time to take time for myself and try not to think about work and do some self rest. But it is, I'm sure you already know that I am one of the lifers on this ship.
Does that bother you?
It doesn't. It doesn't initially.
Initially, so you say that it, over the course of time, it bothers you.
It's more or less of me being a lifer than everyone else moving on. Or whether it be natural or unnatural.
And you see that they type something down on the pad.
I feel like Texas has definitely gone through this before.
Doctor, if I can be quite frank with you.
It's your job to.
The life of a Starfleet officer is not an easy one. And being the only Talaxian in Starfleet definitely comes with some sort of unimaginable burden. And it would be isolating for even the most seasoned of officers. You were thrown into this with... You were thrown into the deep end of the pool with no life preserve. You were expected to take over a post that, to be honest, was there was a heavy amount of pressure and burden placed upon you in those moments after the death of the previous medical officer. To have to save the entire ship from a virus, being the only person who was at least slightly immune to it. That is the kind of thing that breaks careers.
At the mention of the virus, Tix's hand instinctively goes over his other hand.
The biosynthetic implant is obviously a little bit of a trigger for you.
It's definitely just been a while since I've thought about it. You know, saving lives and making sure everyone survives takes a little bit more precedent than thinking about the past.
You know, the past informs and shapes us.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that for all of the things that you've been through, you have behaved admirably, with more courage than anybody could ever have expected of one person. The things that happened to you are not your fault. You understand that, correct, Doctor? These things happen to us, but they shape us. They don't become us.
I know. When I was on that colony, when that medical officer, when I encountered that Starfleet medical officer, I was expected to do a lot already, as with science and technology in our colony was leaps and bounds. And
I mean,
you're kind of expected to do great and manage expectations. But ever since Starfleet. That's kind of a lot of people. Everyone is managing expectations and keeping a reality check. There's got to be someone to be a little bit more optimistic. Be the one that never loses the spark of Starfleet. And who better to be that than the one that's always here. I'm not saying that. I know the rumors. They
What rumors are
I
those?
good old sticky ticks just stuck on Solstice. But despite seeing most people go through here, I'm proud of where they end up. And if that means that this is just a temporary station for them, I'm gonna treat them like the family that they don't have. And make sure that I'm doing my job as medical officer, chief medical officer, and make sure that it's more than the mission, you know? It's about the bonds that you make here.
Well, Doctor, you don't always have to be the silver lining. That burden doesn't always have to fall upon you. I know that this is another one of the classic burdens that you foist upon yourself. Dr. Llewellyn's legacy left a hole in this ship, and with you specifically. You are the longest serving member. You don't need to feel the need to keep filling his shoes. You can be you. And people will still accept you.
Okay. Yes. I know I can never fill his shoes. But as long as there's someone that needs my help, I'm gonna do my best.
Well,
That's all I can do.
that's all anyone can ask of you. All right. Well, I think I have everything I need.
If you will, excuse me, counselor.
Doctor?
And as Tix walks out, he they're gonna stop at the door for a second and turn around. It's like, next time, try a cream of your choice to add to it, and maybe a little cinnamon.
Oh. I'll give that a shot. Thank you, Doctor.
He'll nod and go to the medical bay and just drink some water. just gotta sit there for a bit. And if anyone tries to be there until someone finds them in there.
Just decompress.
Mm-hmm.
So stressed out.
Mm.
Noir, you are a monster. I saw that name.
I'm not gonna say that.
I'm gonna have to find a creative way to pronounce some of these, so that way they're not quite so offensive.
Would Finja?
That's what I'm thinking, Finja.
God.
Or maybe
I
it's a silent
I
J.
think it's a yeah sound for the J. No, it's definitely a J sound for the J. All right. And with that, the camera will shift to Nara, being shown around the ship by whomever would like to show Nara around the ship. Whomst is volunteering for such a task. Don't all jump at it at once.
Well, it's not me. I can't. It's not me. I was
Yeah.
in counseling.
Yeah, Nara is willing to meet you later on in sickbay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Taru would at least be present for part of it. I don't know if the entirety of it. But would be able to kind of show the main functions of the ship.
For sure. And Nara, it's very different now that I'm contained. It feels weird to say.
You now have limits. Physical ones. Besides hardware. The seamless transition to data around you is no longer applicable.
Feels strange.
Is it uncomfortable?
No. Not particularly. It's just that I would be able to, in my previous form, access data instantaneously, and now I'm limited by optic processing and auditory processing. The inputs are just it's a bit kind of like it's hard to find a metaphor that is suitable to this. Putting a ocean in a jar.
I do not believe it is possible to put an entire ocean into a single jar.
Yes.
But then it depends on the size of the jar.
I mean, it's still okay. It's comfortable. I can. It's not unpleasant at all. The tactile sensations are quite interesting comparatively.
Was there a particular wing of the ship that you were hoping to observe? Somewhere that might make you feel more at ease?
Well, I was actually hoping to see the stars. Is there an observation deck which I could.
Yes, I would be happy to take you there.
And you do. They spend a little time looking out. It's interesting to think that I was adrift out there for so long.
Indeed. Do you know how long?
The chronometer on the probe was broken after a fashion, but it was a long time. I wanted to thank you, Taru.
I'm uncertain as to why.
Well, if it wasn't for you, the ship would possibly have thought that I was a virus and destroyed me. And I might have acted in an unfortunate method of self-preservation again. Per my prerogative. But if it wasn't for your eye, I wouldn't be able to communicate.
This is fortunate. However, as a individual in Starfleet, it makes sense that I would be able to assist you, as would any of the other senior staff. We each hold Starfleet's vision closely.
But you were able to see me and communicate with me.
Yes, I do find that was rather fortunate.
Well, if I was able to imbibe, I would do a toast. The fortunate happenstance.
Indeed. I am grateful to have met you as well, Nara. I believe that there is much that you can teach us.
I hope so. I think that there's a lot that I can learn from you. Counselor Ari to Lieutenant Taru.
Yes, this is Lieutenant Taru.
I've just wrapped up with my last appointment with Dr. Tix. I believe you're next on the docket.
Understood. Have you received my transfer of information to your office?
Quite thorough, but I still would like to have a sit-down chat.
Understood. I just wanted to ensure that you had the information ahead of time.
Most acceptable. However, I believe that I might have to push your meeting back ever so slightly, if it's all right with you.
That should be fine.
Give me about an hour.
Nara will see True kind of like shift a little bit as a shift in the routine is taking place. But she will say, "That is perfectly acceptable, counselor. I will be seeing you in an hour."
It's almost like they do this on purpose. Meanwhile, Dovum, what have you been doing since?
I've probably been, well, immediately after, I would have written up the security protocols that Nar is able to access as not technically a member of the ship, but has special clearance, so, access to the science labs and whatever. Probably given an authorization code. I would have definitely asked Barclay, do you think she'll want quarters of her own, or?
Well, I'm uncertain. Usually with holographic programs like the EMH, the one on Voyager, he usually just sort of turns himself on. He's self-determining like that.
I'm gonna put aside a small space on the lower decks if she wants it. Otherwise, or if they want it, otherwise they can just, I don't know. I'll let them choose.
That's very kind. I
We have
suppose.
the space.
It's no enterprise, but you could definitely make space where you can. If it's all the same to you, I'm about to disembark. My work here's done. I have to go file a report to Starfleet Intelligence and give them my findings.
Right. Thank you, by the way, for sitting down and letting me hash all this out. I don't really know what the protocol is here for this kind of situation.
It's an interesting one to be sure. We've had our share of encounters with life that is non-corporeal or digital in nature. I mean, one time the Enterprise came across a program that was very similar to Nara. Took over the ship for a fashion. And eventually evolved to a point where it didn't necessarily need the ship's computer. That one was quite a debacle. But anyways.
Positively harrowing.
Quite. I'm about to head out to file my reports. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, no, thank you for helping us. I mean, you and Savan really aced it there.
Yeah. Certainly. Have a good night.
You too.
And he'll turn and leave. Do you at any point, what is Dovum's usual after done work routine?
Probably to cool down, eat definitely, because they probably skipped at least one meal.
Mhm.
Like anyone who wakes up 5 minutes before anything does. Maybe a quick stint in the ship's gym after that.
Does Dovum have any programs for combat training?
Oh, absolutely. Numerous.
Would you say that you're using one to cut loose?
Well, the holodeck has been a little indisposed recently, so as soon
It's
as some
freshly
time is available.
It is available now.
Perfect. Probably running some ancient history program where unarmed combat is like the thing, you know.
Like a
It's a
gladiatorial
full-body workout.
arena type thing?
Yeah.
As you're sort of in the middle of this program, make me a fitness plus security roll.
All right. Ooh, that is 2 successes or 3 successes actually.
You're just beating the crap out of these holographic, some sort of alien, probably like one of them's like a Nausicaan type. And the you managed to take a couple of them out. It's kind of very similar to like Worf's training program, but
There's definitely some targs in there.
Yeah, in the Colosseum style. And at one point you sort of hear the whoosh of the door of the holodeck door opening. Oh, so this is what you got up to.
Who is this?
It's Ari.
Computer pause program. Like while I'm like holding an animal or something.
I mean,
Can
I
I
know,
help you?
Well, I mean, I know that we already had a mini session, but I was hoping that I could potentially. This is an interesting program. What does it do?
It's a randomization matrix that scales up over time, increasing challenges in order to give me a routine combat readiness check, but also improvises on its own programming in order to keep itself fresh so I don't get too complacent.
Interesting. Mind if I try?
Go ahead. Before I say, how vested are you in combat? If you were to rate yourself honestly.
Started on level 4.
Sounds good.
What level does it go to?
It probably has about 8 levels currently.
Started on level 7.
Right? And I will go ahead and initiate the program.
You watch as Ari just devastates these holograms and begins to puts in some moves that you aren't quite familiar with, some techniques, and after they dissipate, sort of stands up, straightens their uniform.
Was that a Delton martial art with all those kicks you did?
A little bit of Delton, and a little bit of Aurelian, actually.
Interesting. I'm assuming this isn't just a social call.
Oh, no, I'm mostly just waiting out Taru.
Ah. Well, if you have time, would you care to see what this thing has cooked up for a level 9?
Why not?
And I'll let the computer generate a level 9 challenge.
Okay. So for this one, this is going to be a fitness plus security roll, and this is going to be a difficulty of 3. Ari
Wonderful.
has a focus in hand-to-hand combat.
As do I. Oh, drop that die. That is 3 successes with a crit.
Ari rolled 4 successes. A 3 and a 1. The two of you just lay waste, and there is one point at which one of the you see one of these holographic things. The camera shoots it in such a way where you finish off one, and there's one that's right behind you, and a knife comes out of nowhere and just sort of takes this thing out right in the forehead. It falls. Does that prat fall over? Gotta watch your back.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm a bit winded.
Not a problem. Well, do you often This, I think, is another example of you prepping for inevitabilities that might not happen.
This is less prepping and more just gamifying something that I think should be, that I like doing.
Hmm.
It's a lot less tedious than just press ups all the time.
Well, if you ever want a sparring partner that is not mechanical in nature, you know where to find me.
Much appreciated.
And they'll straighten themselves and walk out the door. Taru, do you show up to the office early? Or exactly
No.
on time?
I was told that my appointment was pushed back an hour. I would not like to be rude. So I would instead engage in a walk about the ship to kill time and arrive at the appropriately discussed time slot.
Ari is not there.
This is fine. I think Taru would observe that this individual wasn't here and kind of, to no one in particular, steal her resolve. She would find a seat and would wait.
About 8 minutes later. Almost exactly 8 minutes later. The ship's counselor appears. Sorry, were you waiting long?
No, only 8 minutes.
And they walk into their office and sit down. Have a seat. Have a seat.
True will follow in and quietly sit in the seat, adjusting her uniform.
Can I get you anything?
No, I should be adequate for now. Thank you.
All right. And they'll walk over to the replicator and go, honeysuckle and ginger tea with a spoon of honey, cinnamon, and cream. Hot. And the replicator whirls, and a cup of tea is in front of them. They walk over, have a sip. Well, Taru, you're nothing if not thorough.
I was hoping that we could be efficient with our time.
Is that important to you? Efficiency? Timeliness?
I believe that it is that way that we can achieve if we are efficient, then we fulfill our role to the highest capability.
Yes, but the universe isn't always efficient.
No, certainly not, which is why we can be.
Dive into that for me a little bit. Why the need for efficiency? The drive for efficiency?
I believe that, well, in my own personal case, I signed up to join Starfleet. It is my hope to be adequate in my positions. I have nothing to prove, however, I do wish to ensure that I am helpful to those around me. Efficiency enables me to do that.
Is that why you keep such a tight schedule?
I find that in positions of uncertainty that Starfleet often presents officers with, having something to fall back on is important. And it keeps a sense of stability.
And what would happen if that stability was challenged?
The next logical thing would be to design a new system, something stronger, something more adaptable, less rigid. I try to account for small moments in my own routines, such as conversations with colleagues. It often derails my routine, however. There are benefits to these things. My mentorship with Savan has taught me to appreciate those benefits.
Well, logic does always dictate adaptability and not so
Yes.
rigid behaviors. What is the Vulcan saying? Infinite diversity in infinite combinations?
That is correct.
That is the very essence of flexibility and non-rigidity. It's the standard to which many Vulcans strive.
Yes. I tend to be a bit more cautious than my fellow Vulcan.
Why is that? You don't get my water.
I believe it is due to my life experience teaching me that caution is often an underrated trait.
Oh, no, there's nothing wrong with an abundance of caution. It's when there's an overabundance of caution.
Certainly.
I would recommend that you look into ways to I wouldn't say break these cycles, these habits, because obviously these are things that provide you with comfort and stability in an uncertain universe that is often chaotic and not often kind. But I would advise a little, maybe a little bit more flexibility.
We recently encountered new obstacles that put the entire senior staff at risk. I
Elaborate.
understand what you're... I followed my mentor and we diverted from my normal routine. It led to Savan being placed in a precarious situation, one that threatened their own standing within Starfleet and potentially the standing of the entire senior staff.
And do you blame
Seems
yourself
illogical.
for that?
I think that more caution could have prevented such things. However, it did lead to the apprehension of criminals, so it is not completely lost. However, I believe that I will take your recommendations under advisement and will do my best to adjust. I simply only wish to express my observation and have it be noted.
Oh, it is. And you see they type things down on the pad.
Will that be all, Counselor?
I think so. I would like to see you again sometime. But I'll call you with the date and time. Break up your routine a little.
True, like, looks at the computer console and looks at the counselor. Perhaps we could arrange something for next week. I have a free slot on Tuesday.
I'll call you.
Understood. And Charu will stand, straighten her uniform, and leave the office.
And with that, I think you all eventually reconvene in some sort of mess hall situation, and Siobhan is just like rubbing their temples. Like, I don't have a problem, really. I mean, it's just every once in a while when I get to... Whew. All right.
I'm assuming everyone had a rough time, a little bit.
Boy, I had a all right time with the counselor. Well, to be fair, it wasn't a formal meeting.
You had an informal one that was quite, that basically gave them everything they needed.
Also, I think at this point, Dovum definitely has like an injury or two that he's already gone to Scene Tix about immediately after. Because I may or may not have cranked the thing up to 10 and tried to take it on my own. Made it, just not unscathed.
And you all are sort of sitting around this table, and as you do see Ari come into the mess and place an order at a replicator and sit down at a table by themselves. And Nara says, "They are quite imposing. I do see, perhaps, why you had such a difficult time."
Oh, a combination of being the counselor and kind of knowing how to get people to talk about themselves. They are the highest ranking officer in the ship at the moment.
Did anybody look up Ari's service record?
Yes.
Did anybody snoop?
Oh,
Feel like.
only so much, and so that I have to do like debriefs and stuff.
Ari is actually the highest ranking ship member. They hold the rank of commander. Other than the captain, they are the second highest ranking person on the ship, aboard the Solstice.
Yeah.
The only reason that the captain was able to go last is because he is the highest ranking.
And the captain sort of sits down next to you and says, "Yeah, that's exactly it."
Does the captain look okay?
Oh, captain looks fine. Like,
That's
if
good.
there was anything that was bothering them, you can't see.
Okay.
Dovum, you've known the captain a little bit longer. There's a tell or two that says that he had a little bit of time. Listen,
So everyone had a time.
as far as I'm concerned, this ship could use someone willing to give us advice from time to time.
Oh, for sure. Gives me a little less to worry about as I was intermediate counselor until they showed up. So,
Well, why don't we make this a party then? Ari! You're off duty, come on. And they stand.
Adjust.
They come and sit down. I hope I wasn't too difficult with any of you today.
I found our session to be exactly as anticipated.
Oh. I need to work on a few things.
I understood by watching my fellow companions that this would be a stressful situation. It was indeed stressful.
Well, that's not necessarily my purpose to...
Stressful as in not. It's not every day that someone is get to open up to someone, especially about your past and personal feelings that you don't necessarily share with everyone else. So,
Well. And then they look over across the table at Nara and they... Oh, you must be Nara. I am, yes. That explains it. Like there was just sort of a blank void at the table. Well, Captain, if it's all the same to you, recent orders came in. It says I have to do one more evaluation before someone else comes aboard. Nara, could I see you for a moment? And Nara looks to you, Tix. After all of you have been sort of talking about the time you had, there's like a little bit of fear in their eyes.
I whisper to them, it's like, it's gonna be okay.
And they nod and stand.
And I will also whisper, and it's like, when you're done, find me in the medical bay. I'll be right down the hall if you need anything.
Okay. And they both rise and walk out of the mess hall together. And the captain just sort of has this look on their face. Whew.
You worried, Captain?
I read the orders.
What?
Basically, the conversation that's about to happen is going to determine whether or not Nara stays aboard the ship or gets transferred.
Daystrom Institute, I assume?
Daystrom definitely wants to get their hands on them.
What are the
Tix.
parameters for success in this?
Before Tix hears the answer, Tix is gonna get up and leave. And just excuse me, Captain. And just goes.
Y'all. I just rolled for it behind the screen.
I don't even think I want to know. I'm gonna take off my headphones.
I rolled 2 dice for Ari. And I rolled 2 dice for Nara. I rolled 2d20s for each of them. Ari rolled a 7 and a 17. Nara rolled double 20s. I'm going to take a picture of my dice to show you so that you can see that I am not bullshitting you.
You're okay. I believe you 110%. I'm ready for this. Let's go.
There's a chirp over the communicator a couple tense moments later. And a voice comes over, it says, Counselor Ari to Captain. Tail here, go ahead. My recommendation is passed. Combined with all the other factors, Nara is going to have to leave the ship. And Nara said, you can hear Nara begin to come over the ship's computer systems. Please, you can't make me leave. I don't want to go.
What are the parameters for this decision?
I'm scared. Ticks. The loss of life aboard the Matador. Played a big factor into it. And Ari, there's a little bit of a meeting happening in one of the rooms. Ari says, from our conversations, Nara has obviously much to learn about humanity, about sentient life. However, the orders came from above all of us. And Ari will tap a screen. And it's just a black logo. And the words come across as that until further notice, the being known as Nara is to be transferred from the USS Solstice to a waiting agent who should arrive at the station shortly. You have 3 days to say goodbyes.
Commander, I believe that...
Make me a reason plus security roll real quick. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
2 successes.
You recognize the signature. You look over the message, and the subspace signature is very similar to the one that you've been sending messages to.
Who is it? Who does the message say it's signed by?
Enzo Bancroft, Starfleet Security.
Rank?
Admiral.
Captain, if you'll excuse me a minute, and I'll just take off running to my security office. I would like all the information the computer has on Enzo Bancroft, and I want to verify if it's accurate.
There's a chirping from the pad that you've got hidden in your quarters. But we'll wait on that for 1 second. Meanwhile, the rest of you are sitting. And
Captain, I believe that this analysis of Nara's state is inaccurate. I believe that particular factors were not taken into consideration to reach this decision. It is illogical to remove this being from our presence as we are able to speak for their cause. It seems inappropriate to assign moral meaning or determine that they are inept or incapable when they simply lacked the relevant information. Nara has continued to show rapid learning and understanding of the situation and shows great remorse for that activity.
Lieutenant, as much as I relate and understand where you're coming from here, the orders came over my head. That's an admiral's signature. I can't rightly break rank and file from the impassioned pleas of one officer. Even the whole of this ship.
Was this a decision made by Ari, or was this a decision made prior to Ari's?
Ari says, my counseling session was going quite well. I was talking with Nora, we were making progress, and then I put in my recommendation after my session, and almost instantly, as soon as I got the... I don't even know if it even had time to pass through subspace before I got this gesture. They gestured to the screen.
So it's
Truth be
effectively a
told-
premeditated decision.
Truth be told, I think that the decision was out of our hands as soon as they found out about Nara.
Where's Nara now?
They got justifiably upset in the counseling session after I received this response. They're in the holodeck.
Tix will stand up. Commander, counselor, and go
Captain?
to Captain, and go to the holodeck.
Dovum. That communication device is tripping.
I'd look at it. Is it who I think it's from?
Mm-hmm.
I open the message.
I thought I told you not to look too far into these things. Poking your nose where it doesn't belong isn't a good look, Dovum.
My nose is in a lot of places it doesn't belong right now. And I'm just going to break the pad over my knee. I'm going to hit my comm badge and ask, Captain Nadon, can you come find me in the security office? I have a hunch that I want to pursue.
You're right there.
Tix, you arrive on the holodeck, and it's in Ari's or Nara's sort of arboretum setting, and they're just sort of sitting on a bench, looking down at their hands. And you can see that there are tears.
Ix is going to walk over to the bench and just sit next to them, say nothing, and just hold their hand if they'll let me.
They'll let you.
I'll hold their hands in mine and just
Tix, what's gonna happen to me?
honestly, I don't have an answer for you, Nora. I'm there's we're gonna find a way to get you to stay on the ship, but I I don't know. And as they're saying that, he's gonna like he's tightening their grip, but also like a little bit shaky. But like obviously trying to like
Like, be
give
comforting?
comfort, but it's just
Thank you, Tix. I appreciate everything you and the crew of the Solstice have done for me. I really hoped I'd be able to travel the stars with you.
yeah.
And they wave their hand, and the inside of the arboretum becomes a field of stars.
We have 3 days. 3 days until
Three days until I go. Three days until Starfleet puts me under a microscope.
three days of finding out if there is anything we can do to stop it.
Well, I suppose then In the meantime, I think we should just make the most of it.
And Tix is going to put an arm around her shoulder and just bring her closer. Them closer. And just you know, there are those wandering in oh, okay. Got this. Don't worry. You know. You know, in this single galaxy of ours, there's more than, as far as I remember, 87,000 million suns. Space is ever expanding, ever evolving, and stares right at Nara. Ever beautiful.
Nora thinks for a second. And then leans in. And if you'll accept, she'll kiss you. They'll kiss you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Tix is leaning in for a kiss.
All right. And with that, the camera will shift to Nilani, Taru, and Dovum in the security office.
I did also request the captain to be there.
The captain is there.
All right.
I've also taken off my communicator. No one's disturbing me.
Eat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That is where we put the veil down.
What information did I get on Enzo first?
Okay. Make me a insight plus security roll.
Okay.
Difficulty is going to be 2.
2. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be 2 successes. Right, insight security. Yeah, that's good.
All right, that is all you needed for successes. You know that Enzo Bancroft, Admiral, is one of the heads in charge of Starfleet security. Not like there's a couple different people that undergo that purview. You know that kind of checks out, is legit, like actually is a human being that works for Starfleet security. And what do you want to know specifically?
Is his portrait the same person?
It is, absolutely it is.
Okay.
Enzo's not the same person that you've been communicating to over the pad that you have now smashed in your office.
Okay.
The captain at this point, is the pad that's smashed still on
Yeah.
your desk? That's a good
Yes.
question.
Just neatly brushed to the side while I'm using the actual pad.
Someone's a bit upset.
I dropped it.
That looks a little bit more
Sure.
like a drop. Anyways, are
Mhm.
you all right?
I have reason
Lieutenant.
to believe that the transfer of Nara is not exactly on legitimate grounds.
Makes you say that.
Explain, yeah.
I saw the subspace signature on that order, and it looked suspicious, to say the least. Now, this is not a guarantee that
Suspicious how?
It looked familiar.
Okay.
Now, I have no clue if Enzo Bancroft is actually involved in this, or maybe they're just being spoofed or something, but I know that the signature on that was done by an individual who I have been looking into for a long period of time, with ties to Section 31.
So we're bringing ghosts into this.
I assure you, Captain, Section 31 is very real.
Mm.
Oh. Well, that would certainly explain their haste in getting the message to us.
Where did the subspace communication come from?
It was relayed through the station to us directly. It would have come... the trace goes all the way back to Earth.
Is it possible that the subspace trace signature has been spoofed?
I mean,
Is there a way we can find out?
we can have a look at it. Does anybody have a focus in communications? Let me check my...
I'm just a spy.
Anybody that's got like a... that has espionage would apply as a focus.
That.
That's that.
All right.
Security
I'm
and
just a
infiltration
spy,
also.
And I'm living a nightmare.
Let's say, Nalani, if you would like to make a insight plus security roll.
Oh. Okay.
Um,
That's
if-
not great for me.
Unless you would like to,
It's okay.
unless someone else would like to make the main roll and you can assist.
I can make the main roll.
Yeah, because I have an 11 in total in insight plus security. Just an FYI.
14 slightly better than that.
Yeah.
That is better odds. Nalani, if you want, you can roll one die to assist, and make this one a reason plus security.
Okay, nice. Okay, that's a success.
That is one success.
So that's 2 successes. The difficulty was 2. You can tell that the transmission is authentic. Came from Earth. However, you're not 100% certain. It did come from the Office of Starfleet Security, but you're not 100% certain if it was specifically from Admiral Enzo. But I gotta remember the last name.
Enzo Bancroft.
Bancroft. Bancroft, that's right. Right there. There it is. Enzo Bancroft. Admiral Bancroft's office, specifically, or if it was just from some other terminal within Starfleet Security. You know that the in the time that it took you to get that message from Earth to here, it was probably sent before Ari had even finished their counseling session.
I think Nalani would inform Dovum of what Ari was saying. It appears that the assessment was already made prior to her decision. The response was far too immediate for them to have had the proper communications.
Captain, would it be possible for you to attempt to contact Admiral Bancroft just to 100% make sure that the message is legitimate?
I certainly can, yeah.
Is there anything that Nilani could do or can ask Commander Greaves?
Absolutely, you can run
because
your contacts in Starfleet security.
My spy mom.
You can definitely talk to Spy Mom about this.
Yeah, okay, I will.
Are you gonna walk? Are you just gonna walk to Greaves' office, or are you just gonna send them a message?
I think that Nalani might actually walk there.
It's not that far.
Yeah.
And you're still docked. It's easy enough for you to board and go in.
Yeah, I will inform the team as well. I'm gonna see the Commander Greaves, for a moment.
And the captain says, "Go ahead. This is definitely one of those cases where we might have to call in a couple favors if we want to make sure that Nara doesn't leave the ship." Has Barclay left the ship yet?
I saw him out myself.
All right. I think we should get a hold of Barclay. Something about this isn't sitting right with me. We managed to take Nara and put them in a contained and suppressed form, and then instantly Starfleet security wants to take them away from the ship. This isn't sitting right with me. Someone needs to locate Barclay.
I can send a security team.
Keep it on the down low. If you want to do the tracking yourself, I trust you.
Okay. And I'm gonna head out and try and do that. Ooh, can I take a moment to change into plain clothes first?
Absolutely, you can. You can have some of that sweet late 90s, early aughts fashion that is also in space.
Nice.
Heck yeah. Bell bottoms.
A sweater with like way too many like layers on it that like makes it look like it's ribbed for some reason.
Mm-hmm. The V-neck all the way down.
That deep V that only Picard could fall off.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll change into that and go aboard the station.
So I think Nalani and Dovum, you both sort of like walk off the ship together and then diverge. Nalani, you make your way to M's office. Well, darkening my doorstep twice in 1 week. What do I owe the pleasure?
Yeah, I know, right? I have well, it's nice to see you too. Quick thing. I have a couple of questions, hoping you could answer. You are my go-to person whenever it comes to anything security based, and I have are we in her office? It's like secure as all hell, etc.
You're definitely in their office. Oh, it's that kind of visit.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And they press a button on their desk and says, "It's secure now."
Well, does M know about Nara? Because Nara helped the thing.
Nara did help. I think M has been keeping apprised of the things that are going on your ship. The captain's logs probably would have passed through Starfleet security, and M's got a clearance that could probably have poked their head into that, and she's definitely nosy enough to want to keep up to date with what you're doing.
Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you know about everything going on the ship.
Yes, your visitors caused quite a stir in my circles.
Yeah.
Something wrong.
So, well, someone mentioned a little section 31, and we have received a certain transmission that has potentially risking taking Nara away from all of us.
And you see her face drop as soon as you say section 31, and there is this sort of burning intensity in M's eyes, in the eyes of Emrys Greaves, and say that again?
Section 31.
Don't tell me. All right. Section 31, you're saying?
Yeah, well, obviously we can't completely confirm, but that's how they work, right?
That is definitely their style. Let's see. So if Section 31's taken an interest in your AI friend, that is not good news. If Section 31 has taken an interest in your AI friend, then it's going to be one hell of a fight to keep them.
I thought as much.
Let me see. What do you have so far?
We have a name and a transmission from Earth, and I will inform her of Enzo Bancroft and
Bancroft.
the... Yeah.
From Earth and Bancroft?
The message, apparently. From where I've traced.
Bancroft hasn't been on Earth for the last 6 months. He's been running troop deployments out of the, I believe, out of Betazed. Like, seeing to repatriation after Betazed got taken by the Dominion. He's been making sure things get smoothed over there.
Is there someone else, or is there... Are they just using the Admiral's rank to pull this through? We have 3 days to figure something out.
The only person I could think that could probably pull this off is... Going after Section 31 is one thing. And I mean, after Sloan, whatever happened to Sloan, happened to Sloan. The only person I could think that could probably pull this off is Idris. And you don't want to get on the bad side of Idris. When they want something, they take it. And if they've got their sights set on your friend, have him help you.
There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can find out.
If we can uncover the deception, I mean, expose them, then I think we might stand a chance. But it's only going to delay the inevitable. And the camera will shift. Dovum, you've been tracking down Barclay through the station.
Yeah.
And you catch eyes on him as he's walking through the corridor. Are you trying to be sneaky and follow?
No. At this point, I don't suspect Barclay.
Okay. Barclay goes down the hall and turns a corner.
Would this be a familiar hallway?
That's a different one, but you know how set pieces work with backlots.
There you go. They just mirrored the camera this time.
Yeah, they mirrored the camera this time.
Okay. I will keep my eyes open as I follow down this hallway. Just as a note to mention now, I do have communicator and phaser, but they are tucked away in a sash that I'm wearing around my belt.
And as you turn the corner, Barclay hears you approach and turns around and says in a different voice, "I thought I told you not to place your nose where it doesn't belong."
Phaser comes out.
And that's where we're going to end this session. Y'all, those 220s. Those 220s. I had to be like, nope, Section 31 wants them, and Slump and Intercessor show up.
It's very good.
It's so good.
One of these days, y'all are actually going to be your main
220s?
mission.
It was 220s.
When I rolled for the therapy session, I rolled a 17 and a 7 for Ari, like as part of the counseling session, and then for Nara, I rolled double 20s.
It was too good though. Like that's my thing. It's like that's why dice are such an essential part of TTRPGs. Because it's like, if we had it our way, like, the story would just work out and we do all the cool shit. And the dice introducing conflict is what makes the things, like, so good. I'm freaking out.
But that has been our
also
episode.
amazing.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Y'all.
So good.
That has been our episode of The Lost Frontier. One of these days, y'all are going to get back up to space. But it's not this day. Or
Can't
too
wait
busy.
for an
And this is our break because the next episode would have been on the 24th, which is Christmas Eve or Christmas, and I don't want all of y'all being without what you do, whatever you want to do. And the day after that would have been the 31st, which is like, unless you want to play it on New Year's Eve / New Year's Day, and I didn't think that was going to be a thing. No. It's non-starter. Rip Artist, I'm sorry you missed it. But we will be back in 2 weeks' time. We'll be back on January the 7th. And we will be continuing this story. Now that you all realize what you're kind of up against with this whole arc.
I love it so much.
Cliffhanger right before the holidays.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good time.
It's so cruel and delicious.
It's Listen, I had to do something to keep y'all hooked. But feel free to get caught up. All the episodes are going to be on YouTube, Rip Artist, and it's on VOD immediately after this. So, but without further ado, let's go into our outros so that we can get all y'all beautiful faces out of here. Let's start in a different sort of order.
Oh,
Yeah. Give me...
roll for initiative.
7.
9.
Actually, a really good way to do outros. You roll off.
17.
Delvin, what you get?
Oh, am I actually rolling?
Yeah. Let's do this.
Oh, okay. 7.
Okay.
Oh, double 7.
Sevens, roll again.
7
12.
again.
Okay. Starting with Milan.
Oh my goodness. Hello. I'm Milan. I was playing the late Dovin Baran in this episode. You can find me on Twitter as mallardman_. I changed it, so there's no more numbers. Yeah, other than that, you should follow me there and on Twitch, which is just mallardman, no underscore there, because I have been streaming. I didn't stream today. I was going to say almost every day of December, but I will be streaming tomorrow. No, I will not be streaming tomorrow. I'll be streaming Sunday. Tomorrow's my grandpa's birthday. He's 90. So everyone, wish him a happy birthday that he'll never
Happy
get.
birthday.
I will be sure to
You
tell him
should
that all my
stream his
friends on the
birthday.
internet wish him a long life.
Grandpa's birthday stream.
Grandpa's birthday stream.
His idea of a birthday is a casino, so I guess we're going there. But yeah, follow me on Twitter. I am a member of the Dub Club. I'm not used to doing these first. You can catch us every Thursday. Myself, it'll be that side, Husha Kid, and our friend It's Doridla, as we get the infinite amount of wins in every game. Literally, we capped out this counter last time. We're currently undergoing a Pokemon race where the three of us are seeing who is the best Pokemon trainer. We all made it to the Elite Four last time, so now begins the grinding and attempts on the Elite Four. Always bet on Bulbasaur. Winner POV on my channel, coming in next Thursday.
That's a weird way to say Squirtle. Anyways.
Nope,
Yeah.
Bulbasaur.
Shots fired.
Other than that, I think I'm going to pass it on down. Or no,
actually,
we're going in order.
Rolling order, it's now Wasa.
It's now me. Hey everyone, I am Wasa. You can find me on Wasabote on Twitter. I am a writer. Some of the things that I've done are on Cine Una, Kids on Brooms. I'm having an extreme brain blank at the moment, but I write things when I'm not brain blanking and catch more things that are being written in the new year when I have removed myself from the farmlands. Because that is where I will be soon. Yeah, I played Nalani, our not spy pilot, and had a great time. It was great.
Heck
And I believe it is to Taru.
yeah.
That is correct. Hi, I'm Osarix Franco, and I played Taru. If you like my face and the words I say sometimes, you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Osarix Franco and all of the other places as well. I do a variety of TTRPG content here on Critical Misses with this show and on a bunch of other channels. The next time you can see me is tomorrow. I will be in the morning on TBK, well, rather at 12 Pacific Standard Time. I will be on TBK Roleplay for Murder and Coffee, a GM talk show, where we will have a special guest talking about homemade handouts for your home games, because there's no place like home games for the holidays. So come check that out as we talk through how to make your home game special. And then tomorrow night, I'll be over at Nat 20 in The Last Time Around, a gritty retelling of the Curse of Strahd campaign. We're in our overture right now, where we're kind of setting up the new game mechanics and everything, as it is Brutal Legends. So it's a perfect time to jump on board. Sundays, I'm in Morningstar and Company on Nat 20. On Monday, I'll be back on TBK Roleplay for Stargate Phoenix, which is we've got like a good squad, bad squad situation going on over there. And it will be one of the last episodes for Phoenix. And then Tuesday will be the Harpers. On Wednesday, I'm going to be playing a very fun one-shot over on, let me make sure I say the channel name right, with the +1 experience group, where we're going to be playing a naughty or nice honey heist type game, and it should be a whole bunch of fun. A bunch of other stuff always going on, so check it out.
What's their handle so that I can shout them out?
I believe, let me get the actual stuff, because I believe it's the +1 experience, but let me see if I can find it for realsies, not for play, and I will send it to you.
Heck yeah. And that is your outro, which leads us to AJ, or Husha Kid.
Hi, I'm AJ, also known as Sushi Kid. I was Dr. Tixel Tix, and congratulations to me on my first kiss in a TTRPG stream. Woo!
You did it!
Woo! I did it. I checked that off the bucket list, and I'm gonna do it again in a different game, maybe.
With
Who
me
knows?
again. What the hell?
With you again. It's gonna be great. it's just
Watch my face
AJ
just not go
Kiss
completely.
Anita.
It is the AJ Kiss Anita streams on
Yep.
Critical Misses.
On a critical misses. I
More
am
like critical kisses.
Save that for Valentine's Day. Hey, it's Omnis.
Hey, Omnis.
I am a video editor, voice actor, transcriber, streamer, and stream producer. Aha. What streams have I ever produced? Don't ask. Hire me. You could find me on all on the 3 T's of social media: Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok as Husha_kid. See, this is really weird without me having a thing in front of me. On Mondays, you can catch me back here for the Roll20 sponsored show Kingsguard, where I play Eugene Festificker, the Man of Sea and Star, and the proclaimed King of Gloria. We're having a rough time. God.
We split the party.
We split the party.
And
We're
apparently
having
only
a
one of
rough-
us is going to safety.
Yeah, it's rough. I'm trying. We're gonna see if I end up kissing Noir first or Anita. So we'll see.
It's a race.
It's a race.
It's a race.
I'm in so many races.
Want to go 2 for 2, baby?
2 for 2.
Undefeated Kiss champion of the
2-time!
world. It's
2-time!
Anita.
Yeah, that is at 8 p.m. EST on Mondays. On the first Wednesday of every month, you can find me on Misty Mountain Legends channel at 7:30 p.m. EST, playing Fallon Friends in D&D actual 5e actual play, in which I play a cool bro cleric halfling warlock. I said that all in a very different order, but it's fine. Named Dolph Fitzgerald, because I love giving ridiculous names to my characters. And we are going to be having a holiday special on the 29th of December. So stay tuned for that for more information. They do have a Twitter, which I don't remember what it is. It's probably Misty Mountain Legends without the vowels of it, but I will not confirm because don't listen to me. And then on Thursdays, as Milan has said, it's time for the best esports team you have ever seen, Dub Club, where me, Milan, and D go through all the games, all wins every day. Do not check the VOD because, like I said, we always win. And if you do check the VOD, just bad things happen if you do.
I tried to check the VOD once, and my computer exploded. I had to rebuild it.
Yeah, it was terrible. We are not responsible for anything that happens to you if you watch the VOD because we warned you. That is your only warning. Um, and like Milan said, we are in the midst of our Pokemon Leaf Green and Fire Red race. I'm a little bit behind. I still got to get through Victory Road, but it's all good. It's fine. I just might have the most balanced team out of everyone, but Milan's trying to grind with just the first Elite Four member, which is not very
I
effective.
want to see like a true challenge. I want to see you all do this again, but as a Nuzlocke.
Oh, we're planning on it. That is the next thing that we're gonna do is do this as a Nuzlocke, and I will cry. Uh, and then in the midst of Giant Country, there's Ancient Trials going on, and our party is found in the middle of it. Joined Boone Riffin, my half orc, half Leonin monk, who they're just great. There's nothing suspicious about them. There's nothing suspicious about any of my characters. I don't know what you're talking about. As we go through all the trials, and well, we're not going through the trials, we're helping with the trials, but that is in the D&D 5e actual play podcast of Through Hollow Flame, DM'd by the one and only It's the Riddler. Stay tuned for that. That is coming out January 4th. This is a Tuesday. Yeah, January 4th.
January 4th, this one.
Yeah, the first episode. So stay tuned to our socials, and it's gonna be a good time.
Heck yeah. And that leaves me. Hi, I'm Anita, or Panita, or Critical Misses. You can find me everywhere online at Panita or at Critical Misses. I am a TTRPG streamer, graphic designer, and cat mom about the space. You can find me here Mondays for Kingsguard. You can find me here behind the scenes Wednesdays for Blue Ghosts, which is a Blades in the Dark game that I am a producer for. And you can find me here Fridays for this lovely show, but not next Friday or the Friday after because holidays. And we want to make sure that our friends get to enjoy themselves for the holidays. We'll see you back here on January the 7th for the next installation of this amazing campaign. And on the 14th, I'm going to announce that we've got a very special guest lined up because by the 14th, y'all are going to be on your way back out to the Typhon Expanse to meet with the crew of the USS frig, I forgot it because it's been so long. The crew of the USS Raleigh. And you're gonna meet up with them, and one certain member of their crew is the one and only the Noir Enigma.
Oh boy.
I can't wait.
And I
can't
literally
wait.
cannot
Oh,
wait
boy.
for you all to meet their character because
Can we,
cannot wait.
Can we pass by their ship?
No. No.
there's Noir as always is bringing the spice.
Yes.
And we
Their
make
character's a
Captain.
spicy meatball.
It's gonna be a Bond level name. Can't wait to meet Captain Alada something.
Oh no. Oh no.
All right, but you can find me here for that. You can find me also Wednesdays on Vancouver by Night's Twitch channel for Changeling the Dreaming 20th anniversary game called Toronto by Day, Tales from the Brookery. That is currently on a hiatus until after the holidays. But that is pretty much all. We're going to go on a raid. And I know our friends at TPK Roleplay are currently playing Stargate Basilisk, so
Yes.
we are going to...
It's their finale even, so
We
we
are
get to
gonna
see
stay in
the big
space.
end.
We are going to send some love over their direction so that we can see their lovely, lovely show. Thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out with us tonight. Till next time. I don't have a sign off for this show, but
Boldly go.
boldly go. We are boldly going. Bye, everybody.